Welcome to the fish tank.
Hey everybody, Fishman here, and welcome to another video. If you remember from a few weeks ago, actually 3 weeks ago, this female guppy gave birth to a large number of fry, and I just showed it to you because it was kind of cool. It was a big number, and they're all really healthy, and you can see them. They're the larger fry there. Now, if you look closely, you'll see a bunch of new slivers, and a large number of new slivers, and as I said, this is 3 weeks in, and she's given birth again, and that's a little speedy for a guppy, so I thought I'd share that with you. She's produced 2 really large batches of fry in 3 weeks, which is really kind of cool. Now, the meat of today's video is me putting together, I need 3 box filters. I really like this box filter. It's doing really well. I have some clients that need some filters replaced, and this will actually suit really quite well. I plan on putting some hides around them, and I will definitely put a video up about how that's all done. Unfortunately, that's not for today. But what I need to do today is put together 3 filters as quickly as possible. So because I'm doing 3 already, I decided I will make an extra one so I have a spare kicking around. And this video is going to be about how I can get through that as quickly as possible. Now, I'm going to get comments. Every woodworker out there is going to say you should not run table saw blade this high because it's not safe, and I agree, it's not safe. Don't do it. But unfortunately with acrylic, especially this 1/8 stuff, if I set the saw blade low enough where it should be set, it's just going to lift up, and I'll end up with a not square edge. Even with a really sharp blade, it doesn't work out, so I have to set it this high. Now, I am going to build a crosscut sled. It's going to have clamping systems so that I can alleviate all that problems, and then I can show you more cutting and that sort of stuff later on. But for the moment, this is what I have, and unfortunately, this is what I do. Now, I cut all the dimensions, all the same dimension, all at the same time. So I run all the certain size through, and then once I have those all cut, I reset this, the fence, and then I cut all the other ones. Now that gives you an accurate size, and you need that. It has to be exactly the same, or you end up with leaks. You can't cut by measuring for acrylic. It has to be as close as possible. So the other thing people have been asking me for are the dimensions of things that I make, and this is the reason why I chose them right there. There is very little offcut this way, and you do end up with offcuts. You just can't help it. I mean, it does happen, but I try to keep it as minimal as possible. So when I build a box filter, especially like these things here, it's not always because I want exactly a 4-inch box filter or I want a 6-inch one or whatever. Sometimes it's just simply because I want to have as minimal pieces left over that I can't use or can't cut currently because of the materials or the equipment I have. So that hopefully answers. I will leave some dimensions hopefully here for you. Mostly what I would recommend is whatever the material is. Let's say you're using this 1/8 inch. So most of the pieces you're going to cut, like the front and back, they're going to be the full size. They say 5x4. Now the end pieces are going to be a 1/4 inch inside that, which is because each of these are 1/8, so 2 of them will make it 1/4 inside, and the same for the bottom. That's how they're all made. I mean, you can choose whatever dimensions you like. These are all going to be 4 inches wide and 5 inches long, and I made them just under 6 inches total height. That's for the outside box, and then the inside one's going to fit inside that. And I'm drilling, you see, more holes this time because I decided to go with a finer, narrower diameter, I guess I should say, drill bit. Mostly because of platies. For some reason, platies like going into these things, and that's obviously when they're younger. But guppies won't, by the way. They're just kind of weird. But anyway, I just want to make them slightly smaller just to keep the fish out of there because I don't like taking the box filter apart to let them out every now and then, and that's the whole reason for that right there. Now obviously I could put something over that to keep them out, but right now I just want to leave it as is. Now the other assembly line aspect I've done for this is I'm going to do one glue joint here, as you see, and then as that sets a little bit, I'm going to go on to the next one, and rinse and repeat. There's an awful lot of pieces I have to glue together. The other thing I want to cover in this video is a lot of people have been requesting me to build things for them. These filters, all sorts of things, even just the little air stones. And this is as quickly as I can put something together. So I'm building 4 box filters. The total fabrication time was 5.5 hours for all the bits and pieces and then assembling one. That means each box filter was just under an hour and a half each. The total cost for each of them was just under $20, which is not a lot. I mean, it's reasonable. But the thing is, you ended up with shipping is going to be, I've shipped enough stuff now that I know it's going to be $25 to anywhere in the North America. So we're already up to $45, and I haven't paid myself anything. And even if I paid myself minimum wage on these things, it's, you're looking at, $60 for a filter. No one's going to pay that. It's just not practical. Which I think has made me decide that I think I will do the Patreon thing. I think it will actually make this a lot simpler, and no one has to pay $60 for a filter, which is cool. There you go. All the boxes are done. This is all the material except the stuff I did off camera, which is I made the lift stacks. I made a bunch of no clog air stones. I really want to try those out, especially with clients. And of course, the rigid piping for that, and also the bottom pieces and all the spacers. Lots of pieces go into this. So I assembled one of here to have a look, so you can have a look at it. And I mean, these are great filters. I'm really enjoying them. They actually keep tanks really quite clean. And I definitely want to try them on a bunch of tanks just to get as much as possible. So 3 of these are going to go to clients, and they're going to be running, and I'm going to test them long term. And it's actually, like I said, it's something I like to do. These are clients I've had for a long time, so they're more than willing to let me experiment a little bit in their tanks because they know I'm not going to mess it up too much for them. And that's pretty much it for this video. If you like this style of video, please like and/or subscribe. I'll let you know if and when I start the Patreon thing. I'm pretty sure it's going to go that way. It's probably the only way that I can actually make things for any of you guys, and that's probably what it's going to have to be. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.